All right, boa tarde. This is Sid Owsley. 3Ds to success. Determination determines destination. And this is the Rio de Janeiro, Brazil edition of the 3Ds to success. Determination determines destination. And I'm here standing in front of a statue. I'm out here on Copacabana beach. Standing in front of the statue of Ayrton Senna. Ayrton Senna, for anybody that follows Formula One racing, was a Brazilian Formula One driver, one of the greatest Formula One drivers in history. And he was killed, I believe it was in 1997. He was killed in a Formula One crash. He was one of the greatest drivers, Formula One drivers in history. And they have a statue out here on Copacabana Beach. So, this morning, I want to talk about learning a new language. I'm going to let y'all look at the beach while I talk about learning a new language. Since I'm here in another country, from the United States, I'm here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, where the native language is Portuguese, it's not English. And so, in order for me to effectively communicate here, I have to learn a new language. Now, can I get by with some broken Portuguese and some English and some crazy hand gestures and facial gestures and get what I, basically get what I want? For the most part, yeah. I don't know what that dog is communicating over there. But in order for me to really communicate effectively here, in order for me to really get around in such a way that I get exactly what I want without a lot of confusion, I have to learn a new language. I have to learn Portuguese. And yes, I've been doing it. I've been, learning my Portuguese is coming up. And the more I'm around people who only speak Portuguese, it gets better. So the reason I bring this up is the same thing goes for when you want to achieve your goals and dreams. When you want to achieve your goals and dreams, when you want to do something different, something outside of your comfort zone, you have to learn a new language. Have you been getting by so far in life with communicating to your spirit or God or whatever you want to call it? Have you been getting by so far with communicating with confusing, ambiguous language, phrases like but and I don't want and I hope this doesn't happen, I hope that doesn't happen, maybe this, maybe that? Have you been getting by saying those things? Yeah, you've been getting by. You've been getting some results. Some of them good, some of them bad. But could you communicate more effectively if you learned a new language? If you learn how to communicate to your spirit more effectively, more clearly? And in my opinion, the answer is yes. See, when you say things like, I hope this doesn't happen, I hope that doesn't happen, I don't want this to happen, I don't want that to happen, but this, but that, your spirit or God or whatever can't effectively give you what you want because you're not communicating clearly. When you say you don't want something to happen, you're actually giving that event, that thing you don't want to happen, you're feeding that thought, you're feeding that energy. You're giving that the energy. It doesn't matter that you say you don't want it to happen. You're giving that thing that you don't want to happen all the energy. You're feeding your fears. So when you say, well, I want this, but you just wiped out the thing that you said you want by using the phrase but and then going to something usually as negative. You just wiped out the positive event that you want to happen. Oh, I hope this doesn't happen. Well, you just gave that thing that you hope doesn't happen all the energy. And when you do that, those things that you say you don't want to happen, when you feed it all that energy, those things will have the tendency to be what manifests in your life. And so you have to be willing to learn a new language to communicate to your spirit effectively so that you can manifest the things that you want. When you say, I want a new car, but I hope that, I don't think that I can afford it. You say something like that. Well, you just wiped out the positive thought that the energy could work with of saying that you want a new car. You just wiped it out by saying, well, I hope I can, I don't think I can afford it. I can't afford this, I can't afford that. The universe doesn't know what to work with when you do that. And it's because it's hearing mostly negativity and it's getting all that negative energy, that's what's going to have a tendency to manifest in your life. So be willing to learn a new language to communicate with your spirit. Be willing to learn new phrases, to think differently and feel differently about what you want. You have to communicate clearly about what you want in life and focus on that. You have to starve your fears and feed your focus. I'm gonna say that again. Starve your fears and feed your focus. When you feed when you feed the positive, that's what's gonna have a tendency to manifest. That's what the universe is going to be able to work with. That's the energy that you're going to put out there. Once you start saying, but maybe, I hope, I don't want this and I don't want that, you've just wiped out those positive thoughts and that positive energy that you had. That language, those thoughts, that frequency that you're putting out of ambiguity and negativity is what's going to have a tendency to manifest. So learn the new language of, I want this to happen. I know this is going to happen. I know that I can do this. I can afford that. I am a millionaire, billionaire, a creator. I am the greatest artist. I am, that's what Muhammad Ali did. He constantly fed the positive. And most of the time when he was saying things he was saying, it wasn't for everybody else, it was for himself. He constantly fed his spirit what he wanted so they could manifest. And that's what we all have to do. We have to speak the language of positive manifestation. We have to be clear about what we want to happen in our life. And so learn, just like I have to learn the new language of Portuguese. Learn that new language of positivity, positive focus, what you want, so that the universe can have something to work with, so that it knows exactly what to work with. Otherwise, you're going to get mixed results and negative results, and you're never going to be happy, and you're going to keep wondering why you're not getting results. You can do all the other things, vision boards and meditation and all this stuff, but if your communication isn't clear, you're not going to get the results that you want, because the universe doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. So it's going to give you mixed results and negative results. So just like learning Portuguese or Italian or Spanish or whatever language you want to learn, you have to study that new language of positivity. Yes, it's going to require you to monitor your thoughts. It's going to require you to be mindful of what your inner dialogue is, what you're saying to yourself. And just like learning a new language in the beginning, that's not going to be easy. You're going to, make mistakes. You're going to let those thoughts ramble on in your head for a long time before you catch yourself. In some of my previous videos, I talk about the committee. And for those of you who haven't seen some of my previous videos, check those out where I talk about the committee, and I'll explain it here in this video. The committee is those group of thoughts that form in your head, usually in the morning. When you're in bed and you're not really awake, but you're not really asleep. You don't want to get up, and you're thinking about all this crap that has happened in the past. And you're thinking about all the crap that you think could happen. And that's the committee. It's a group of thoughts that have formed in your head, and they're having a meeting in your head, usually in the morning, like I said, and they did not ask your permission to have this meeting. Well, when that happens, you have to break that meeting up, because you're starting your day with negative energy. You're starting your day thinking about a bunch of stuff that isn't productive, is not going to get you what you want, and you have to break up that meeting. You have to adjourn that meeting. You got to let the committee know you're not going to have that meeting ever again. And it's going to take some effort. And it's going to take some effort every single day. But just like studying a new language, when you put in that effort, you're going to start to see results. After a while, you're going to start to see results. And you're going to be able to catch yourself when you're having all these negative thoughts and putting out all this negative energy. Just like creating any new habit, you're going to mess up. You're going to say phrases that are still going to be negative and ambiguous, and you just have to keep practicing. You have to keep practicing. It's like learning any new skill, and you will gradually get it right. Put in the reps. You go to the gym, you got to put your reps in. You got to get your workouts in before you start to see results. So be willing to do that, because if you don't, you're never going to get the results that you want. You have to be willing to commit to making some changes, some positive changes in your life, so that you can begin to see some results, the results that you want. Be willing to say, look in the mirror and tell yourself, this is what I want, and stay focused on that. And don't come up with these other phrases after you say what you want. Well, I want this, but once you say the phrase but, you've wiped out your positive thought, your positive energy. So starve your fears, feed your focus, learn a new language, be committed, and break up that committee. Adjourn that committee meeting in the morning, and come up with a good morning routine of starting your day off right, so that you can have positive energy, positive thoughts, and go in a positive direction as soon as you wake up. Give thanks. At least that's what I do. I give thanks before my feet even touch the ground. When I get out of bed, I give thanks. As soon as I know I'm awake, even halfway awake, I start to give thanks immediately, so I can start things off on a positive note. And so that's what I wish for you, to start things off to be determined to determine your own destination in life. That's what all this is centered around, helping you to stay focused and determine your own destination in life, so that you can get what you want, so that you can live the life you deserve to lead. You know that you deserve to live the life that you want. You just have to be willing to commit to making some positive changes, some changes that will get you results, some changes that will help you to become a new and better person, the person you always have known you could be, but maybe you just didn't know what direction to go in and what to do. And so that's why I'm feeding you some of the things that I do, because I've been putting in the effort to make some changes in my life. That's one of the reasons I'm sitting here on this beach in Copacabana, soaking up this sun in the wintertime in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, doggy, that's right. I love wintertime in Rio too. You hear that, dog? That's what the dog said. Dog said, I love wintertime in Rio. It's Sid Owsley, 3Ds to success. Determination determines destination. Check out my website, sidowsley.com. Pick up your free gift about aligning your goals with your values, because it's very important to align your goals with your values. That goes along with what I've said in this video. When you have that positive language, you're aligning your language with your thoughts. Proper alignment with your goals is extremely important. Check out my YouTube channel, Sid Owsley, which has all of these videos and has the video episodes of my podcast, 3Ds to Success. And you can check out my podcast on Spotify. This is Sid Owsley coming at you from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The Brazil edition of the 3Ds to Success, Determination Determines Destination. Boa tarde. Ciao. I'm out.